You know her face. You know her voice.
They're here.
But what if you knew the story that never was? Heather O'Rourke, Hollywood's angelic child star, forever remembered as Carol Ann from Poltergeist. But what if she never stepped into the light? What if, on that tragic day in 1988, fate had taken a different turn? Would she have escaped the shadow of her past, or uncovered something far more sinister? Would she have conquered Hollywood as a filmmaker, or exposed the industry's darkest secrets? This is not just a what if. This is the alternate reality of Heather O'Rourke, the legacy she could have had, the battles she would have fought, and the twists that no one saw coming. Welcome to Real Reelz. Heather Michelle O'Rourke was born on December 27, 1975 in Santee, California. A bright and charismatic child, she was discovered at just 5 years old by legendary director Steven Spielberg, who cast her as Carol Ann Freeling in the 1982 horror classic Poltergeist. Her chilling delivery of "They're here" cemented her place in pop culture history. She reprised her role in Poltergeist 2, 1986, and Poltergeist III, 1988, continuing her rise as one of Hollywood's most recognizable young actresses. Beyond horror, she appeared in popular TV shows such as Happy Days, Webster, and the new Leave It to Beaver. Despite her success, Heather's health took a tragic turn in early 1988. A misdiagnosed intestinal condition led to septic shock, and on February 1st, 1988, she passed away at just 12 years old. Her untimely death shocked the world and fueled eerie speculation about the so-called Poltergeist Curse. Had she lived, Heather O'Rourke might have transitioned from child stardom into a career as a leading actress, director, or even a major voice in Hollywood's fight for change. Instead, she remains frozen in time, a symbol of both cinematic wonder and the tragic fragility of young talent in Hollywood. On January 31st, 1988, Heather O'Rourke collapses at home due to septic shock caused by a previously misdiagnosed congenital intestinal stenosis. In reality, she tragically passed away later that day. Alternate scenario. Emergency doctors recognize the severity of her condition in time, and she is rushed into surgery sooner. With aggressive treatment, she survives but is hospitalized for an extended period. Her mother, Kathleen, becomes more vigilant about her medical care, and the family sues the doctors for medical negligence, eventually winning a settlement. Due to the traumatic experience, Heather takes a hiatus from acting, undergoing physical therapy, and a strict diet to regain her strength. After a year of recovery, Heather returns to acting, appearing in TV guest roles on shows like Highway to Heaven, The Wonder Years, and Doogie Howser, MD. She takes an interest in screenwriting and directing, inspired by her time in the industry. At 15, she lands a supporting role in a teen comedy film, but her career doesn't immediately return to the heights of Poltergeist. Unlike many child stars, Heather remains grounded due to her close relationship with her mother and sister. She begins attending college part-time, studying film production and psychology, while continuing to act in small roles. Potential setback. Struggles with typecasting. Hollywood still sees her as the angelic Carol Ann Freeling from Poltergeist. In 1995, at age 19, she auditions for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the film, not the show, but loses the role to Kristy Swanson. Frustrated, she shifts gears, expressing interest in voice acting and directing, seeing a future behind the camera. At 21, Heather lands a breakout adult role in the WB's teen horror drama Charmed as a recurring character. This period also sees a shift in her public image. She does edgy, gothic-inspired photo shoots, signaling a break from her child star past. 1999. With the horror genre on the rise, thanks to Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, she stars in Final Destination, earning praise for her performance as a young woman who foresees tragic deaths. Career resurgence. She becomes known as a modern scream queen, taking on more mature roles. 2001, Heather turns to indie filmmaking, directing a psychological horror short film that receives critical acclaim at Sundance. She starts dating a fellow actor-director, but their relationship is tumultuous due to her focus on work. 9/11 shifts priorities. Heather, deeply affected by the attacks, becomes vocal about national security and children's safety. She stars in The Ring, 2002, but rejects more typecast horror roles afterward, seeking depth in her work. 2004, at 28, she directs her first feature film, a low-budget indie horror that becomes a cult classic. By 30, Heather has established herself behind the camera, writing and directing psychological horror films with feminist themes. She is courted to direct an episode of American Horror Story in 2009. Despite growing success, she struggles with industry sexism, often being dismissed as the Poltergeist girl turned director. Personal growth. After dating a series of actors, she marries a cinematographer, prioritizing family. 2011. Talks begin about a Poltergeist remake, sparking renewed public interest in her legacy. Heather shockingly reveals she believes in the supernatural, claiming she had eerie experiences on set as a child. 2013. A viral interview on Oprah exposes disturbing details about child exploitation in Hollywood. Heather admits she narrowly avoided predators. She teams up with Corey Feldman, advocating against abuse in the industry. 2015. Her documentary, Hollywood's Darkest Secrets, causes waves, leading to lawsuits against studios. Heather becomes a respected figure in both Hollywood and activism circles. 2020, she is a vocal advocate for the Me Too movement, standing alongside fellow survivors. When the pandemic hits, she directs a streaming horror film, embracing new technology. At 45, Heather is awarded an honorary Oscar for her contributions to film. 2022, a new Poltergeist sequel features her in a cameo role, closing the loop on her legacy. 2024, HeatherORourke is now a film mogul, respected for her artistry and her fight against Hollywood corruption. If HeatherORourke had lived, she likely would have transitioned from being a child star into a respected filmmaker and activist, taking a stance against Hollywood's darkest secrets while redefining horror cinema. Her career might have gone through highs and lows, but her intelligence, resilience, and artistic vision would have made her a powerful force in entertainment. The real twist: HeatherORourke, the innocent child star, would have become one of Hollywood's biggest disruptors, not just surviving but thriving and changing the industry forever. What do you think? Would this timeline fit your vision? HeatherORourke's story is one of talent, innocence, and tragedy. A life that flickered like a candle in the wind, gone far too soon. But in another reality, could she have been more than just the girl who said, "They're here"? Could she have been a visionary, a storyteller, or even a force that changed Hollywood forever? Maybe the greatest what if isn't just about what she could have done, but what the world lost by never knowing. If she had lived, she might have fought for change, redefined horror cinema, or even uncovered secrets that some would rather keep buried. But in this timeline, she remains frozen in time, a haunting reminder of both cinematic wonder and the fragility of young talent. History remembers those who lived, but sometimes the ones we lost too soon leave behind the greatest echoes. Subscribe to Real Reelz for more deep dives into the alternate realities of legends lost, where history meets possibility. Until next time, keep questioning, keep imagining, and most importantly, keep the reel rolling.